This conference will now be recorded.
Am I audible, ma? Thank you, Raghabarthi, for your response. Yes, very good afternoon, Vishal. Yes, good afternoon, Disha, Priyadashni. Very good afternoon, Abhishek. Good afternoon, Shweta, Shrija. Good afternoon, Naveen, Vishak. Yes, good afternoon, Nikhil. Good afternoon, Raghabarthi. Yes, very good afternoon, Raviteja. Yes, good afternoon, Adil. Very good afternoon, Balaji. So, are you guys feeling hungry? So, as it is the session before lunch. Shall we start? Okay, fine. Thank you, Naveen. So, shall we start our session? Okay, fine. We can start. Just a minute. Let me share my screen. So, before we start our today's session, can anyone tell me what are all the things which we have discussed in our previous session? What did we see in our previous session, Ma? Any idea? Guys, can I expect a response? JDK, okay, Adil. So, I've seen about JDK. So, what's meant by just JDK? Java Development Kit. Okay, fine. So, what is the purpose of this Java Development Kit? What does it do? It's like a Java compiler, right? So, it helps us to run our, yes, very good. It compiles and runs the program, as very good. Yes, it helps to run the Java programs, as very good. Yes, it also helps to develop apps. Okay. Then what else? Compile and run program. Okay. Okay, Pradeep has given his answer like it's a key platform component for building Java applications. Okay. Okay, Adil has given like it helps to develop apps. Okay, fine. So something we know about what is meant by a JDK, isn't it? So it's abbreviated as Java Development Kit. So it's a when we install our JDK into a system, automatically it creates some runtime environment for running our Java applications codes because on the backstage automatically the JRE is also being installed into it. So those kinds of things we have seen, right? And JVM is a part of JRE. So JRE means Java runtime environment, Java virtual machine JVM, and JDK means is Java development kit. So we have seen those things, right? And we have also seen some things regarding JVM. So we started with JVM in our previous session, and finally we have seen how to install a Java development kit, and after installing it, what are the steps to be followed so that we can create a runtime environment in our own system to run the Java code applications, isn't it? So, and we have executed a simple command in our command prompt also. I mean simple Java program in the command prompt also, isn't it? Okay, fine. So before we start our today's session regarding JDK, so I have some 5 to 6 questions of quiz which is regarding JVM. So it would be again for recollecting you the topics, okay? So that we can brush up on them and we can get back into the JDK. So guys, kindly log in into slido.com. So these questions are regarding the JVM architecture. Slido.com with code. The code is arrays. ARRAYS. Or else you can, if you are having a mobile phone in your hand and if you are watching the lesson through system means you can just scan the barcode. It is arrays, okay? The code for this quiz is arrays. ARRAYS. So have you guys joined? Shall we start? So it's like no one participated. Are you able to see any question? Is any questions visible to you? Okay, well, just a sorry guys, it is showing some error. We can I can rectify it, okay? Rectify it later. So sorry for the inconvenience. You're unable to take the quiz right now because I have some technical issues with Slido. Okay, we can rectify it later. So now tell me where an object of a class gets stored. Any idea? In the we have some 5 to 4 memory compartments in the JVM memory area, right? So in that one, in one particular area, the objects of our class get stored. So objects, yes, very good. Are the letters heap? So the answer is heap. Very good. So objects refers to the memory location, right? So objects, arrays, variables, strings all get stored in the heap memory area. So as good. So next is Java uses two-stage system for program execution. They are actually the it uses two-stage system for program execution. So they are the options where like compiling and instructing, compiling and interpreting. and compiling and running. So what the answer could be? Compiling and interpreting, compiling and instructing, compiling and running. So the Java uses two-stage subsystem for program execution. So what are they? As very good, Naveen, Jay Sharma, Kanmani Disha. It's compiling and interpreting. As very good. So garbage collection in Java is either it is the options were like whether it is related to memory or whether it is related to some hardware or software kind of type. In which way garbage collection in Java is related to? As it is related to memory as good. So compiler converts, yes, we know this answer. It converts our Java code into bytecode, and finally interpreter converts the machine code, byte code into the machine code. So yes, so a bytecode is a dot class extension file, as that also we know, and the Java compiled source code program have extension dot class. So that's it. So finally, moving on to the session which we have discussed in our previous class. So we have seen setting up Java things we will need, like Java development kit. So how to download this particular thing from this, particular JDK file from this link. So after downloading it from the link, after successful installation into our system, we have to do some, we have to follow some certain steps. That is, we have to right click on the properties. In the, you have to go to your my computer, right click properties, and then you will be able to see your advanced system settings link. Okay, so if you click on this advanced system settings link, then you will be a dialog box will be popped up. So in that you need to hit on the environmental variables. So after clicking on the environmental variables, again a dialog box will be open. So in that on system variables part, okay, on system variables part, click on path and click on edit, and okay, so again a pop-up window appears. So in that, so after this window has been opened, we have to go for the c drive, and then program files. You will be able to see the Java folder being installed. So click on Java. Should I show it in real time, or if I narrate it, can you guys relate it with, or can I show you once again? And the bin file எப்படி எடுக்கிறதுன்னு காட்டுறதாமா? நான் வாயில சொன்னாலே உங்களுக்கு புரியுமா? Should I show it once again? நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம் தானே லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல. நான் சொன்னா உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியுமா, இல்ல should I show it once again? Completed, Raviteja. Okay, fine, good, very good. So for those who are not understand, was not satisfied or not comfortable in the previous class, let me tell once again. Okay, click on the path and go to that bin folder. Click on the path, click on here, sorry, paste it here. Before that, you have to terminate the before's previous link with the semicolon, and then paste it and click on OK. Okay, so that you have set your system path variable. Okay, so that's it. So after you have set the path variable, we can check whether it has been successfully installed or not by means of command prompt. So in command prompt, we have to just click on the, just type path, so that whatever path you have in your system, so this was the one which I have pasted lastly, so that it is showing program files in Java folder JDK 1.8.0 bin. So this path, so if you have see this path, then it is like Java has been successful. And if you want to know the version details, if you type Java version, so what version you have installed, it will. So if this works correctly, then you have successfully installed your JDK into your system. Okay, so this is how the JDK installation works. So next we are moving on to the text editors part. So if I want to run a Java program, means my first step is to write a Java program first. So what are all the ways or what are all the options available for me so that I can write my Java program in a very simple and easy manner? Okay, so for that we need some text editors. So how many kinds of text editors are available in the sense? So in Windows platform we have PSPad, Notepad++. Okay, so normally we are using Notepad, and if you want to go for programs means you can make use of Notepad++. That would be even more easy. Mostly in many companies nowadays they are using Notepad++. Okay, and next in Linux platform the editor is available like gedit. Okay, and Unix, all Linux both supports Emacs, Vim and Nano. Notepad FD, it's a text editor, right? Normally we are using a Notepad, isn't it? So similar to this, we have many text editors for the Java programming, which is PSPad, Notepad++. In Linux platform, it is gedit, and in Unix and Linux, we can have Emacs or Vim or Nano. Okay, so in whatever Notepad or whatever text editor you're typing your code, it's okay. But we have to, you should be remembered to save the Java source file as a .java file. So you have to save your file with .java extension. Okay. So the compiling and running our Java programming command prompt also we have seen, right? So we can compile a Java file from either Windows or Unix command prompt with the following command. So what is the command for compiling the Java program? Hope you guys remember. We have executed a program named Echo. Just a minute. So I have a program named, it's a Java program, okay? See what it is telling, because I have saved this file with a name with an extension .java. So the type of the file is Java file because it has an extension .java. So if I want to compile and run this particular command means, now tell me what is the first step I need to do. Hope you guys remember the steps which we have discussed in our previous session. So what is the first step we need to do? Yes, first I should navigate into the path where my program is, isn't it? So my program is in the D colon. So I have navigated my control to there. So after navigating my control into the path where my program is there, what is the next step should be followed? No idea. CD file name. No, actually the CD means it is for changing the directory. Directory in the sense it denotes the folder. Okay, so if for example, if this echo is inside any other, if echo is in the direct D folder instead of it is there in the direct D folder. For example, if it is in the folder first ECA means, then you can give CD first ECA and then the file name. Okay, so to navigate into folders we can make use of the CD command. Okay, change directory. Okay, so next what should I do? If I compile, my program will get compiled and give the output. Okay, Raviteja given as answer for compilation like Java C file name dot Java. So my file name is echo.java. Okay, so if I compile this, will it successfully work and give me the output like whether if it is error or not, will it successfully get executed? Okay, I'm hitting an enter button. Okay, because already it has my JDK been installed. If suppose if you're getting a command like Java C is not supported, likewise means, then you have to make use of this set path is equal to whatever is there you have to okay, after you have set this path in this particular D folder, then it will not show an error. Okay, for example, if you are trying to compile some Java program or run some Java program, if it is telling like Java is not is not supportable, some if it is showing some error means, you can make use of this command so that it will work. உங்களோட compiler path it will bring it into your program and then it will work for you. Okay, Then after that, to run a program, what is the keyword? Java and file name, isn't it? Okay, and hitting an enter, it will ask me to enter some data. So that's it. So this is how we run a command. And one more thing to note about Java program is that, see, this is my file name, is capital ECHO.java. And if you open my echo program in Java, okay, so I have created a class. So நம்ம எப்படி ஒரு C programல ஒரு main function இல்லாம ஒரு program வந்து start ஆகாதோ, likewise in a Java program, without a class, a program does not get started. Okay, so for each and every program you have to give a name. Okay, so this class name should be your file name. Okay, so whenever Java you're asking any compiler or any some editor to run your Java programs, means first it matches the file name with the class name. How does it go into that particular program? In the sense, your program control first comes into this class path. So if you are giving ECHO.java, in the sense, you're automatically telling your compiler regarding this particular class. Okay, because in Java the programs will be of classes and objects, we will be seeing it. Okay, so before that, one thing to note is that your main program, sorry, your class name and your file name should be the similar one. Say for example, if you are writing your class name with all lowercase letters, means then definitely your, okay, definitely your class name and sorry, your file name should also be in the super lowercase letters. Or else if you are writing your class name with all uppercase letters, means definitely your class name also should be the, sorry, file name also should be the one with uppercase letters. Okay, so instead if I'm giving like, it will be, it is executing. So because it has created another program with name Java echo.java and it executing, but this particular program will not get executed. So your file name should compulsorily match with the class name. Okay, so till now is it clear? So likewise, we have some list of basic unique commands. CD means it's going to the directory given in the optional path. List means it lists the files in the directory. How many directories if you have you want to see, means you can make use of these two commands. So that's okay. So next we are moving up on to the integrated development environment. Okay, JDK compiler we have installed into our system and we have created a runtime environment for Java programs to run. And we have simply written a programming in Notepad and we have compiled it and executed it through the command prompt. If suppose I want to develop any Java application, an user end application, okay, so for that definitely I need to get connected with some other databases, or else I need to connect with some other class service for my data access. So in that case, just writing a program in a Notepad and compiling it with the command prompt is not going to help for me. Okay, because I need to connect my program to any other databases or any other servers for my application to get developed. Okay, so in that case I need an integrated development environment. So integrated in the sense, if I want to say for example, I am creating a uh, car booking application. ஓகேங்களா, ஒரு கார் புக்கிங் அப்ளிகேஷன் ஐம் கிரியேட்டிங் யூசிங் ஜாவா. ஸோ தட் கார் புக்கிங் அப்ளிகேஷன், each and every customer will be given an unique customer ID and password, isn't it? Or else let it be Swiggy or Zomato. Each and every one of them will get signed in into a particular account using your username and password, isn't it? Isn't it? They might have developed this application by returning Java codes, isn't it? Java codes or Java programs, they might have developed this application by means of Java. But for storing your user ID and password, so once if you give your user ID and password, on the backstage what it is doing, it is comparing whether the user ID is there in that Swiggy server or not. And the second, if it is there, what is the second thing it is doing? Whether that user ID, okay, is matching with the password whether you have given. So these two steps are being done in the backstage, isn't it? Do you agree with my point? Just it's a food ordering platform, okay, but each and every customer will be provided with their unique customer IDs and passwords. So if you log in using your customer ID and password, the first step is first it will check whether that particular user ID is there in the Swiggy platform or not, whether that particular is a registered customer. And second, what they will tell, whether the registered customer has given the correct password or not. So for that to have, it should definitely should have stored the user IDs and password in some place, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. So if it is a 2 user or a 3 user or up to 10 user or up to 50 to 100 user, I can store it in a file. But if it is millions of users and thousands of users, how can I store all those data into a single file? Is that possible? Is that possible? Guys, can I expect a response? Are you guys feeling comfortable in today's class? Is it too boring? Are you able to follow me? Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. So it is not possible to store such a large amount of information into any files or any storage devices, isn't it? So definitely I should get the help of the cloud with this nothing but the database. So database helps us to store millions of data, millions of records, okay, into it. Okay, so whenever I am giving my user ID and password by means of some queries, we call to access the database means we need some language which is called as structured query language, SQL language, to access data which is present in the database. Okay, so my Java application should hit the database. How can it hit the database? By means of an SQL language. So the application, why I'm telling this example is that I have developed a Java application by means of a Java program. But for my Java application to run, I need the help of the database data, isn't it? So once the database sends that, okay, this is the valid email ID and valid user ID or password only, I will be allowing that particular user to enter into my Swiggy server. Hope you guys understand my point. First, the user ID and password should match. So for that, I need whose help? Database help, because in that database only I have stored my user IDs and passwords, my customers user ID and passwords. So for that I need to access the database. So after I have access the database, my Java code application, whatever application is there, it should hit the Swiggy server. Then only it will be showing the list of hotels or list of cuisines or list of food items which are available, so that I can access them and I can place a order on them. So likewise, each and every Java code application needs the help of some databases or servers to get access with it. Then only I can develop a user and full packed application, isn't it? Alone with Java alone, I cannot make a user and a full-fledged application. So to all this to happen, to hit a database or to make use of another server, I need an integrated, which helps my Java program to integrate with some other thing and develop it. Okay, integrate it and helps to develop the environment, so that my Java application whichever I'm developing helps me to get access to other databases as well as other servers. So that environment is called as the integrated development environment. Hope you guys understood what is it now. Is it clear for you, or does it sounds confusing? Clear, right? Shall we proceed? Guys, kindly acknowledge. Shall we proceed? Okay, thank you for your response. Okay, so next is the next we are going to see what are all the popular ones which are available. Okay, so using a text editor and compiling from the command line is the most basic way of creating a Java program, but there are tools available to make it easier to create Java programs called as IDEs. And one more important thing or special thing, or else which makes as very easy to use these tools, is that some of them are automatically created. You do not want to type. Say for example, if you open an online compiler, okay, uh, normally you are opening a Turbo C platform, and if you're opening an online compiler, so what is the difference you could see for when you open a Turbo compiler and you are writing a new program, and you are opening an online compiler and you are trying to write a new program. So based on the display you are getting from that particular online compiler and Turbo C, can you able to find some difference? Okay, let us assume that this is a Turbo C platform. Okay, so I'm opening this Turbo C platform and I'm opening some online C compiler. Okay, see, this is my online C compiler and this is my, where is it? This is my Turbo C platform. Okay, so what is the difference you are able to identify? What is the difference you are able to identify? Or is there any difference first? I'm asking about appearance or display. Spellings automatically correct. We can save programs in Turbo C. No, in the நான் எப்படி கேக்குறேன்னா appearanceல கேக்குறேமா. So once you open it, are you able to see some default code here, default structure of C programming, or whether that is available here in Turbo C? இந்த appearance பொறுத்துதாம்மா கேக்குறேன். இப்போ உங்களுக்கு நீங்க பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கீங்களா, பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிறத வச்சு சொல்லுங்க ரெண்டுக்கும் என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ். இந்த சேவ் பண்றது அதெல்லாம் விட்டுருங்க. See, when you look at this Turbo C platform, with a default or C programming or a default structure. See, but when if I look at the C compiler, I could able to see some default structure on how my C programming should be, isn't it? So likewise, when you open those integrated development environments tools means, so this is the one facility. Your programs will have the structure எப்படி இருக்கும், the structure will be there. So you will be able to write only the body of the code. Okay. And some processor automatic. So if you type print means obviously behind it a pop-up message will be coming like print of something. So if you hit on enter, it will automatically, so it saves your typing time as well. So likewise some different some specialities and some advantages are there. Okay, இதுக்காக மட்டும் நம்ம வந்து ஐடிக்காக போறது கிடையாது. ஐடியில இந்த ஒரு சில அட்வான்டேஜஸும் இருக்கு, அதை தான் நான் சொல்ல வரேன். ஓகேங்களா? கிளியர்? So that is what they are telling in this particular point. But there are tools which are available to make it easy to create Java programs. Okay. So the most popular ones are NetBeans, Eclipse, and IntelliJ. So these are the most popular. Apart from this, there are many integrated development environments available. The most popular one and which are being used by companies and industries are NetBeans, Eclipse, and IntelliJ. Okay, so as out of these three, we are going to use this Eclipse platform because I'm more comfortable in that particular platform. And in our college, if someone is mostly the companies, whoever comes for an Java based interview, so they use Eclipse platform in their companies as well. Okay, so recently we were training Virtusa placed students. So in Virtusa also they were using this Eclipse platform only for developing the Java applications. Okay, so we can better go with Eclipse. Is that okay, guys? So because why and more specific to be why I have chosen Eclipse is that if you are doing so final year projects related to Java means it gives you your extension to connect with SQL database, Apache Tomcat server, and many facilities compared to NetBeans and IntelliJ. It's even more better. So that's why we have chosen Eclipse as our IDE for our Java programs to work with. Okay. So I have given you the link as well. So if you click on the second link, that is Windows 64.exe, that particular link, it will be directed to the Eclipse download page. Okay, so that from that you can download it. இதை நீங்க copy பண்ணி if you paste it in your URL, it automatically starts to download. So the direct download link I have given you. Okay, நம்ம JDK-ல அந்த JDK நீங்க click பண்ணாதான் it will start to download, but here I have given the direct link. So if you copy that and paste it in your URL, it automatically starts to download. Hope you guys are able to see here my download option. Are you able to see here? So it's a direct download link. So by clicking on the link, you can directly download the Eclipse into your system. Okay. Okay, fine. So let us see what's NetBeans is about Eclipse and IntelliJ. Okay. So NetBeans is an integrated development environment from Oracle. Okay, the current owners of the Java language, and thus is very easy to use with Java. Okay, so we know that Java was initially developed by Sun Microsystems, but now the owner of Java is Oracle. Okay, so NetBeans is a IDE platform which is developed by Oracle for their Java. Okay. Next, it is an Eclipse. So Eclipse is a third-party open source IDE. Why it is third-party means Oracle's is a owner, so they have developed NetBeans. So NetBeans is not a third-party one. Okay, but instead of that one, we are using the another one, so that is the third party. Okay, so Eclipse is a third-party open source IDE that is powerful and popular. Okay. So if I want to use Eclipse means I need to install the JDK successfully before installing Eclipse. So we have done that successfully, isn't it? JDK we have downloaded and installed. We have set up the environmental variables as well. And next is the IntelliJ. IDEA is a special programming environment or integrated development environment largely meant for Java. The environment is used especially for the development of programs. It is developed by a company called JetBrains, which was formerly called as IntelliJ. So out of these three, we are going to use Eclipse, which is a third-party open source tool for the Java application. Okay. So next we are going to see how to create a Java programs in Eclipse, how to install our Eclipse, and how to create a simple Java program in our Eclipse platform. Okay. So first, if I want to create a Java application or a Java program means first I should know how the Java program structure would be. Okay. இப்போ நம்ம சி படிக்கும்போது சி ப்ரோக்ராமிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் தெரிஞ்சாதானே மெயின்னா என்ன, ஆஷ் இன்க்ளூட்னா என்ன, ப்ரீ ப்ராசஸ் டைரக்டிவ்னா என்ன, ஹெடர் ஃபைல்னா என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சாதானே நான் இதை வந்து என் ப்ரோக்ராம்ல யூஸ் பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஐ நீட் டு நோ ஹவு மை ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராமிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் would be. Okay. So Java source file structure. So a simple source file is considered to be a Java file if it follows some rules and regulations. Okay. So the Java source file, it maintains the order and various elements that occurs in that source file should follow the order. So what are the rules in பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, Java source file should start with the package declaration. As how C programming is starting with the header file, ash include நம்ம C program சொன்னாலே immediately what comes into our mind, ash include stdio.h main function open பண்ணி ஒரு curly braces open பண்ணி close பண்ணிடணும். So this is how the first thing which pops into our mind if we say C programming. Likewise, a Java programming should start with a package declaration. So can anyone tell me a literal meaning of what is a package about? What package is about? Package na நம்ம என்னமா சொல்லுவோம்? If we go and inquire some travel agencies, and if you're going and booking for some vacation and trip means we will be asking like what is the total package amount for Tirupati, or for total package evlo for Shirdi. Likewise we will be asking, right? So that package includes cost of transportation, cost of accommodation, cost of food. Likewise having it is having many things within a one name called as package. Collection of something is called as referred to as package, isn't it? So here that collection should be there. In Java source file, it should start with a package declaration, which is nothing but we will be creating a class file. As very good, Darun, package is used to create class. Okay. So collection of many classes leads to the package. So package na collection of something. So இங்க வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம ஒவ்வொரு இப்போ சி ப்ரோக்ராமிங் எடுத்துட்டோம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம நிறைய ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணி அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் நம்ம கால் பண்ணுவோம். அதே மாதிரி இங்க வந்து அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ்க்கு சிமிலரா இருக்கக்கூடியது பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா கிளாஸ். So we will be creating many classes within a single Java program. So they should contain a package declaration. So the Java source file should start with a package declaration. Okay. So next, after the package declaration, there comes a section of import declarations. So import declarations can be 0 or more. Package declaration முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் import declaration வரணும். ஓகேங்களா? அது இருக்கலாம் இல்ல இல்லாம கூட இருக்கலாம். ஓகேங்களா? So these import statements introduce type or static member names. So இப்பெல்லாம் அது சொன்னா உங்களுக்கு புரியாது. As of now, first there should be a package declaration and next it should be an import declaration. ஓகேங்களா? It may or may not have. So and finally, Java source file should have one and only one public class file and file name should be with .java extension. Okay. So how to create a simple Java programming in Eclipse. So இது பார்க்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி let us see how a simple Java program would be. ஓகேங்களா? So we know that Java is an object-oriented language. So obviously it makes use this the concepts of classes and objects. So oops-நாலே நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும் இல்லையா classes, objects, polymorphism, inheritance, all those combined, it gives the object-oriented programming language. So as Java supports that, we are going to write our Java program with all those classes and objects. Okay, so this is a simple Java program. Okay, so public class main. So this is our main function. So public class main. So this is how you write your main function. It should start with this particular thing. Okay, public class main. So followed by this is the curly braces. The எல்லாமே syntax ma. Okay, இது நம்மள எழுதுறதுல this is the syntax. So this is the one thing you need to follow definitely. Okay, so public class main, open the curly braces, and within the curly braces you should mention public static void main of string of arguments. Okay, so this is a syntax and this is also a syntax. This all the things you need to write. So this is how your Java program starts with. Okay, public class main, public static void main of string of arguments. And the third line here, this is your body of the program, system.out.println, which relates to your printf statement in your C programming. Okay, so C programming la printf kulla enna kudukramo it gets printed, right? So similar to that, here the printf output statement is system.out.print. So whatever you are giving in your within the double quotes, that gets printed. So the first line defines a class called as main. Okay, so this is the syntax of the Java programming, or your Java structure. Your Java program structure would be like this only. Okay, so first the main function followed by the string of arguments, and then this is your body of the function. So in a body you are just simply printing the particular line. Okay, so here this public class main, the public class main irukku illaya, so that we can see it in detail. Okay, so in Java every line of code that can actually run needs to be inside a class. So நம்ம சொன்னாலே இப்ப ஜாவால ஒவ்வொரு line of code you have to make it run means compulsorily it has to be in some class. ஒரு class குள்ள இருந்தா மட்டும்தான் நீங்க ஜாவால எழுதுற ஒவ்வொரு line of code you will be able to execute. Okay, so this line declares a class called main. So which is public, that means any other class can access it. So நீங்க தெரியும்லையா you guys, hope you guys know what is meant by public, protected and private. Guys, see if you are having let's take an example of this WhatsApp status itself. Okay, you have some three options, isn't it? If I'm not wrong, it's to everyone and my contacts excluded something and only share with. So these three options are available, isn't it? Guys, do you agree with me? Share to everyone, share only to my contacts, or else share to them. If நம்ம select பண்றதுல exclude பண்ணிரும், அவங்கள தவிர எல்லாத்துக்கும் share பண்ணுவோம் இல்லைங்களா? So share to everyone, can you relate with any of these three categories with public, protected and private? To share to everyone relates to public, private, protected உங்களுக்கு meaning தெரியும்லமா, அப்ப அத வச்சு இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள ரிலேட் பண்ணி பாருங்க, so that you can understand even more better for those who are not known. Okay, yes, very good. It is public, anyone can see. To everyone அப்படின்னா if they are not in your contacts or not, it will be visible to everyone. In Insta or Facebook also similar, isn't it? So public means anyone in the world can see your status or whatever things you are doing in the social media platform, they're able to see. So if you make it as public, because everyone has access to it. So similarly, you have to name your main function as a public, because what class is a package of methods or package of objects. So whichever they are in this particular thing, they have to be accessed by the main class. So you definitely or compulsorily you have to make your main class as the public. ஏன்னா அதான் ஒரு parent மாதிரி. ஸோ பேரண்ட் வந்து எல்லா சைல்டுக்கும் ஆக்சஸா இருக்கணும். ஒரு சைல்டுக்கு இப்ப 3 சைல்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்கன்னா இல்ல ஒருத்தங்கள மட்டும் அம்மா பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க இல்லைங்களா? ஸோ the parent should be accessible to all the childs, or else all the child should access that particular parent. So definitely we have to make this main as a public class. Okay, so which means that any other class can access it. Okay, so and protected how can we relate it to WhatsApp status? Protect means only selected people. You're protecting your privacy only with them. You're sharing your privacy or private photos or your friends with your photos with your friends or family only with the particular person whom they belong to, either your close friends or close family members, isn't it? So particular person, so that is protected. And private in the sense, யூடியூப்ல போடுவோம் இல்லையா, பப்ளிக் அண்ட் பிரைவேட் சொல்லிட்டு, this video can be public or this video can be private. If you share videos on YouTube, what is that private means? பப்ளிக்னு வச்சா எல்லாருமே பார்ப்பாங்க. இப்போ யூடியூப்ல நீங்க வந்து வீடியோ அப்லோட் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா, if you keep the status as public means it will be launched into the YouTube platform and immediately you will be getting the link and you can share that link, and that link with that particular link anyone can access that video. But if you mention that video is private means it will not be released in Google, only it will be visible to you only in your login. Okay, unless and until you make it public, it will not be allowed for others to see it, and link will also not be created. So this is how difference between public, private and protected. Okay, so okay, now we declare a public class, so we must declare it inside a file with the same name. நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லைங்களா, இங்க வந்து கிளாஸ் நேம் வந்து மெயின்னு கொடுத்திருந்தோம் அப்படின்னா this file name should also be main.java. அங்க account கொடுத்ததுங்காட்டி file name also it was echo.java, otherwise we'll get an error while compiling. So because Java goes into compilation by class name only, class பார்த்து தான் உள்ள போகும். So your class name and file name should be the similar one. Okay, so when running the examples on site, இப்ப சைட்ஸ்ல வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா டிஃப்ரெண்ட் மெம்பர்ஸ் வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் எழுதுறாங்க, எல்லாருமே ஒரே இதுலதான் ஒரே நேம்ல தான் எழுதுறாங்களா இல்ல, பிகாஸ் சைட்ல ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா தே மைட் ஹேவ் ரிட்டன், அந்த நீங்க எழுதுற எல்லா கோட்ஸுமே வந்து ஒரே ஃபைல்ல போய் சேவ் ஆகுற மாதிரி தே மைட் ஹேவ் டன் லைக் திஸ், so that it will not show an error. Okay, so till now is it clear regarding this first line public class main? ஏன்னா நம்ம சொல்லியாச்சு Java works on the OOPS concept. OOPS concept is nothing but the collection of classes and objects. So for each and every class you will be having an objects, different methods, different functions are living, all should be under one particular thing. ஓகேங்களா, நீங்க இந்த பப்ளிக் கிளாஸ் மெயினை கால் பண்ணாலே இமிடியேட்டா அது கூட இருக்கக்கூடிய சைல்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே உங்களால ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணக்கூடியதா இருக்கணும். ஸோ இது எல்லாத்தையுமே நம்ம ஒரு பேக்கேஜா டிஃபைன் பண்ணோம்னா தான் அந்த ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் பேக்கேஜை கால் பண்ணும்போது நம்மளுக்கு எல்லாத்தோட ஆக்சஸும் கிடைக்கும். இல்ல தனித்தனியா வெளியே வச்சிருந்தோம் அப்படின்னா, இஃப் ஐ கால் ஒன் பேக்கேஜ் ஐ கேனாட் ஆக்சஸ் ரெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தெம். ஓகேங்களா, ஸோ டு மேக் தட் ப்ராசஸ் ஈஸியா they have done this particular thing that all your Java codes within the, it should be under the public class main. Okay, and you have to make them as a public class. Okay, so the next line is the public static void main of string of arguments. So this is the entry point of our Java program. So the main method has to have this exact signature in order to be able to run our program. So which means the same thing you have to type it in your program. This is your syntax, you should not alter anything in this unless and until you are required with some scenarios. Okay, so this is the entry point for our Java program. So public again means that anyone can access it. Okay, so next is static. Static means that you can run this method without creating an instance of main. ஓகேங்களா, அதாவது கிளாஸ்ன்ற மெயின்ன்றது ஒரு கிளாஸுங்களா, அந்த கிளாஸுக்கு அந்த கிளாஸை ஆக்சஸ் பண்றதுக்கு நீங்க ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் கிரியேட் பண்ணாமையே இந்த ஸ்டாட்டிக் கீவேர்ட் இருக்கனால யூ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு ஆக்சஸ் தி மெயின் ஃபங்க்ஷன். ஓகேங்களா, இப்ப கிளாஸஸ் நம்ம கிரியேட் பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா ஊப்ஸ் கான்செப்ட் படி இஃப் ஐ வாண்ட் டு ஆக்சஸ் தட் பர்டிகுலர் கிளாஸ் மீன்ஸ் டெஃபினெட்லி அதுக்குள்ள டிஃபைன் பண்ணிருக்க ஒரு வேரியபிளை வச்சுதான் என்னால அந்த கிளாஸை வந்து ஆக்சஸ் பண்ண முடியும். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கிளாஸுக்கு வந்து நான் சின்ற ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் கிரியேட் பண்றேன்னா c.class ஒன் அந்த மாதிரி அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வச்சுதான் I will be able to access that particular class. But here as I have used the static keyword, it can access the method without creating the instance of main. Okay, so void means nothing. Nama void means C la use பண்ற மாதிரி it returns nothing. Okay, so main is the name of the method. Okay, next is the string of arguments. Okay, the arguments we get inside the method or the arguments that we will get when running the program with parameters. So it is an array of strings. ஓகேங்களா, இப்போ நம்ம வந்து ப்ரோக்ராமை ரன் பண்ணும்போது கண்டிப்பா யூசர் கிட்ட இருந்து வேல்யூ வாங்குற மாதிரி நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் ரன் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ அப்படியே அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் யூசர் கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்கணும் இல்லைங்களா? இப்போ எப்படி? Okay, tell me now, if I'm not using this particular thing in hash include stdio.h, I have not included this header file into my C programming, and if I'm making use of this print statement and scanf statement, means will it work? In my C programming, I have not included this particular header file hash include stdio.h, and I'm running print statement and scanf statement. Sorry, printf statement and scanf statement. Will it work for me? No. Very good. Why does it not work for me? Why? Header file is must syntax. இன்னொரு இம்பார்ட்டன்டான திங் என்னமா? How does the compiler comes to know it is a output statement and it is a input statement? இத பத்தின டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல எங்க இருக்கும்? இந்த print statement, scanf statement, header file stdio, what means standard input and output and header file library ல தான் இது பத்தின details எல்லாம் இருக்கும். So compiler whenever it sees the printf statement, automatically this header file gives an information like this is an output statement, just print whatever is there. Likewise, the header file will be keep on instructing, but if this itself is not there, means definitely it has no meaning. Compiler or interpreter does not know what it is. Similar to that, if you are not using this particular thing, means you will not be able to get inputs from the user, and the compiler, Java compiler, does not know what to do. Okay, are you guys able to relate it to? See, the arguments we get inside the method, or arguments na onnu illa, nama variables use பண்ணி values vaanguvilla kitta. So the arguments we get inside the method or the arguments that we will get while running the program parameters. Okay, it is an array of strings. So for that purpose, to get values for the arguments of parameters, we are using this public static void main of, okay, string of arguments. Clear, guys? Just for input and output operation. Are you clear with this? Yes, yes, very good, very good. Many of you have given your answer. Challenge to include everything in the program. Yes, it's a predefined file. Yes, good. So up to this, clear? Okay, fine. So in third line in our program is the system.out.println. Okay, system.out.println. So what the system.out.println in the sense, it is a similar to the printf statement. So whatever within is there in the double quotes in the printf statement, it will print, right? So similarly to print the line, we are using this system.out.println. Again, this is also a keyword, system.out.println. So this definitely all the three words you need to use, system.out.println. So whatever there in the double quotes, it will print it. Okay, so system is a predefined class the Java provides us, and it holds some useful methods and variables which are referred to the output statement. Okay, so out is again a variable which represents the output of our program, std out. So print is a method that can use to print a line. Okay, so this is how a simple Java program would be. So as how you are starting your C programming with your header file hash include, we should start our Java programming with this public class main. Okay, clear? So this is the main program. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நம்ம அந்த பேக்கேஜ் டிக்ளரேஷன் அண்ட் தென் இம்போர்ட்ஸ் டிக்ளரேஷன் அதெல்லாமே பண்ணணும். இதுல எக்லிப்ஸ்ல ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா வந்துரும். ஓகேங்களா? ஒரு சிம்பிள் ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராம் புரிஞ்சுதாமா? Guys, are you comfortable with these three lines? Shall we move forward on how to create a simple Java programming? Okay, thank you all for your response. ஓகேங்களா. ஸோ எக்லிப்ஸ் நம்ம வந்து இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணணும். அந்த லிங்கை கிளிக் பண்ணீங்கன்னா டேரெக்டாக உங்களுக்கு வந்து இன்ஸ்டால் ஆயிரும். ஓகேங்களா. ஸோ இன்ஸ்டால் ஆனதுக்கப்புறம் வாட் ஆர் த ஸ்டெப்ஸ் வி நீட் டு பெர்ஃபார்ம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, ஸோ டவுன்லோட் அண்ட் இன்ஸ்டால் எக்லிப்ஸ் ஐடிஇ. ஸோ சூஸ் அ ஒர்க் ஸ்பேஸ் டைரக்டரி. நீங்கள் இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணிட்டு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஓப்பன் பண்ணுறீங்க அப்படின்னா, இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணும்போது டாஸ்க் லைக் உங்களோட ஒர்க் ஸ்பேஸ், அதாவது நீங்கள் கிரியேட் பண்ணுற ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸில் வேர் ஷுட் ஐ ஸ்டோர் ஒர்க் ஸ்பேஸ். ஓகே, யூ கேன் கிவ் யுவர் ஓன் ஆப்ஷன். ஓகே, சூஸ் இட் அண்ட் கிளிக் ஆன் ஓகே. ஓகேங்களா. அண்ட் இட் வில் ஷோ யூ திஸ் வெல்கம் ஸ்க்ரீன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணும்போதே உங்களுக்கு இந்த ஒர்க் ஸ்பேஸ் சூஸ் பண்றதுக்கு கேட்கும். நீங்க ஒர்க் ஸ்பேஸ் சூஸ் பண்ணி இன்ஸ்டால் ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் சொல்றேன், ஓகே கொடுத்துட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா யூ வில் கெட் திஸ் வெல்கம் மெசேஜ். ஓகேங்களா. ஒன்ஸ் யூ ஓப்பன் தி சாஃப்ட்வேர் and to create a new Java project in Eclipse. ஓகேங்களா. so this is how the platform would be. ஓகேங்களா. hope it is visible here. I'm not sure. Just a minute. Is that visible to you? Hope you guys are seeing my screen. See, you could see this shortcut. So this is the Eclipse IDE. Okay, so this is how your shortcut will be created in our desktop. Okay. So if you click on that particular software, a welcome message will be open. So if you close that welcome message, you will get an empty blank space window like this. Okay. So to create a simple Java application. So நம்ம ஒரு இப்போ என்ன இதுல இந்த Eclipseல வந்து நம்ம என்ன மாதிரியான ப்ராஜெக்ட் வேணாலும் கிரியேட் பண்ணலாம். ஓகேங்களா. But now we are going to create a Java project. Okay, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes. So just click on File, New Java Project. So this is the first step. Click on File, New Java Project. You have to give your project name here. Okay, I'm going to use a print hello world. So this is my project name. That's it. Click on Finish. Automatically a Java application project has been created. Yes. Can you see here a hello world? Hope it is visible here. Okay. Okay, I think it's time. Okay, let us discuss this thing in our next session on how to create a simple Java program. Okay, guys, then thank you for joining the session. Have a great lunch. Thank you all. Yeah, sure. I will paste it now. If there are any representatives for ECE and ECE means kindly contact me, and I will give you a list of students who have enrolled for Java. So kindly give their mail ID so I can send the classroom invitation for them alone. Okay. So unless and until I couldn't, it's around 52 MB ma. Yes, it's around 54 MB. Okay. Eclipse we have many versions, but this is comfortable for us to work with our uh, application. That's it. Okay. So guys, thank you. Kindly ask your class rep who are enrolled Java to contact me. Okay. By today. Thank you guys.